Well, the numbers are startling. About 4,000 people die by suicide every year in this country. That's about 11 people each day. The team at the Center for Addiction and Mental Health wants these stats to change and to let people know help is there. They're launching a new campaign today called Not Suicide, Not Today. Dr. Juveria Zaheer is a psychiatrist and researcher at CAMH, and she joins us now. Doctor, let's start with this new campaign. Tell us about Not Suicide, Not Today.
Yes, at CAMH, Not Suicide, Not Today is a pledge that we can take as an organization, but then all of us can take as friends, as family, as a community, to say that we want to do everything we can to make today the last day we lose someone to suicide. I think suicide has always been shrouded in darkness and stigma and shame, and if we could change that and encourage people to get help, we would have done our job.
What effect has the pandemic had on mental health and suicide?
So I think this situation with the pandemic is unprecedented in our lifetime, but we know that the pandemic is a trauma, and trauma is a risk factor for suicide. Things like social isolation, financial distress, fear, and anxiety are all things that worry us. It's too early to tell right now, but I know that as a suicide researcher, people have spoken to me more about suicide and suicide prevention in the last 6 months than ever before.
Well, because you're on the front lines and you know that things need to change so fewer people are dying by suicide, are more people reaching out to get help, and are they getting the care that they need?
I think that 1 out of every 20 Canadians experiences suicidal thinking. And I think that in the last 10 years or so, we've made great strides in understanding that mental health is health and that people are deserving of mental health care, and there are treatments that work. I do think, though, when it comes to suicide, is that, for cultural reasons or for, fear or a sense of mystery, people are really scared to talk about this particular issue. So I think this is the next step in making sure that we have a system that works for everyone and that we can create a world where every life feels worth living.
Doctor, what are some of the warning signs of suicide?
I think the most important thing is that people know their friends and families quite well. If someone that you love reaches out to you and says that they've been feeling hopeless or they're thinking that life isn't worth living, that's an emergency. And what we need to do is make sure that we encourage them to seek care. If you have a loved one who is seeming different to you, if their mood is maybe different, if they're more agitated or irritable, if they can't sleep at night, if they're isolating themselves socially, if they just don't see themselves, it's always the right decision to reach out to say, I love you. Are you okay? How can I help?
And lastly, what should someone do if they're experiencing suicidal thoughts or behaviors? And what can people do if they see those warning signs in others?
I think the first thing to do is, if you're watching and you're experiencing suicidal thoughts, to remember that you matter and your life matters and there is hope and there is help. If you feel safe in the moment or your loved one feels safe in the moment, we encourage you to reach out to your family physician who can help you navigate the mental health care system. And if you don't feel safe in the moment, the best thing to do is to go to your nearest emergency department. I think, too, at CAMH.ca, we have wonderful resources about what's available to you in your community, helplines that you can call. And I think reaching out to family and friends is always the right decision.
Doctor, thank you very much for this. We appreciate your time and all this information.
Thank you so much.
And for more information about CAMH's Not Suicide, Not Today initiative, head to their website, CAMH.ca. And if you or someone you know has suicide-related concerns, please call the Canada Suicide Prevention Helpline at 1-833-456-4566 or call 911. CAMH has a number of resources on their website as well.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.